Hey, thanks for joining me again as we continue to go through the book of Proverbs together. Proverbs 6 is where we are. And before we go any farther, I want to make sure you understand that walking in wisdom is Christ in you. Jesus is God's wisdom to us. He is the perfect image of God. And the very point of wisdom is walking according to God's design. To fear the Lord, to reflect God in everything we do, because you were created in the image of God. And because of sin, that image has been shattered in your life. But here's the good news. If you come to Jesus in faith, He will begin to put your life back together, as the Bible says, so that you reflect the glory of God from one degree of glory to the next. And so if you've never come to Christ, then this desire to live this wise life will be futile to you, because the only way that you can live according to God's design is through Jesus Christ. And so come to Him in faith and realize your hope of wisdom, your hope of glory is Christ in you. So Christian, know this: if Christ is in you, you have hope of walking in wisdom. There's two things we see in Proverbs 6. I particularly want you to focus on Proverbs 6, verses 6 through 15. Let me go ahead and give you a quick outline. First, we see the importance of work, and then we see the importance of words. And so in Proverbs 6:6, we begin to see the warning against laziness. I don't know if you've ever experienced this before. You've been this person or worked with this person, someone who is busy, lazy, who may appear to be busy, but they're doing the wrong things, or just appearing to be busy. That's a temptation for all of us. And so Proverbs gives us wisdom of how we can be truly productive and not be lazy. It says, "Look at the ant, O sluggard, and consider her ways and be wise." Without having any chief, officer, or ruler, to just stop there, and saying that the ant gets to work not because of a demanding boss, but just because work is good, and work is good. Man worked before sin entered the world, so work is good. And so find ways to work even when you don't have a boss over you. Work just for the glory of work. She prepares her bread in summer, it says in verse 8, and gathers her food in harvest. Here's another thing about not being lazy, is this ant recognizes the proper seasons and what to do in those proper seasons. And so would you pray to the Lord for wisdom, that whatever moment you find yourself in, whatever season you find yourself in, that you do the proper thing at the proper time. Hardworking people are aware of that, of what to do at the proper time. It says, "How long will you lie there, O sluggard? When you arise from your sleep, O little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest." And so here's what it's saying, that to not be lazy, we work even when there's not a boss over us. In order to not be lazy, we recognize the proper seasons and what to do at the proper time. And then it tells us that laziness doesn't just happen overnight. It's a little sleep, a little laziness there, a little folding of the hands, and all of a sudden you find that you are a sluggard. So here's the point. Don't let laziness sneak up on you, because if you do, poverty will come to you like a robber and want like an armed man. That this way leads to destruction. Not only is our work important, but our words are important. Listen to what it says in verse 12. It says, "A worthless person, a wicked man, goes about with crooked speech, winks with his eyes, signals with his feet, and points with his fingers." In other words, a wicked person, a foolish person, an unwise person uses their words to manipulate. They speak out of both sides of their mouths. Words are important. By words, God created the world. And so we know if we are reflecting God, we must use our words in a way that are life-giving and creative, not a way that causes chaos. So how are you using your words? Are you speaking hope to people? Are you speaking love to people? Are you speaking comfort to people, grace to people, wisdom to people? How are you using your words? Therefore, those who use twisted words, calamity will come upon you suddenly. And so if you are to walk in wisdom, work hard, use your words well so that people see what God's like. Would you walk according to God's design today? Work hard in the proper season, doing the proper thing at the proper time, and speaking words of life and comfort to those around you.